Chapter 32 of The Bigger Picture. Angels. Yeah, right. I've been very spiritual for around 30 odd years, and a lot of beliefs that many find spooky and, well, just a bit potty, really. That's okay. At times, even Jordan would say that I was doing my woo-woo stuff. As long as we keep an open mind, then acceptance will come when we're ready for it. I like to think of myself as a normal, level-headed and 2 feet on the ground kind of person. So I will admit that I do tend to step back from the more airy-fairy beliefs. I tended to draw the line at what I would call fanciful things, like angels. Whilst I was doing my Reiki training, my Reiki master was constantly banging on about angels, and I used to think she'd lost the plot a bit. Once I'd completed my Reiki training, I started to read everything I could on healing and energy, and I just about exhausted our local library. But one particular afternoon, I picked up Healed by an Angel by Jackie Newcomb. I had no idea why I took that book. It was not something I would normally go for. It was more than likely that there weren't many spiritual books to choose from that afternoon, but it certainly was a book that I needed to read at that time. I will admit it was a lovely book that told individual stories of healing and spiritual experience. At the start of the book, the author tells how we all have spirit guides and helpers and angels. Well, spirit guides and helpers I fully accepted, yes. I certainly had my fair share of these. But angels? The author went on to say that you can communicate with your angel, find out their name, and sometimes they leave little gifts, especially small white feathers. Really? That's a bit far-fetched, surely. Okay, nothing ventured, nothing gained. So one day when I was alone in the house, I sat down and concentrated and pictured an angel. It was a normal type of angel that you find on top of the Christmas tree, because that's what my idea of an angel is. I felt someone drawing close, but that's not unusual for me, so I asked a name. I felt the name. Peachy came straight into my head. Really? Oh, for God's sake, what was I doing? So I questioned that and immediately got, yep, just Peachy. I was overwhelmed by the greatest feeling of love, which again is not unusual. But was this really an angel? The song playing on the radio at the time was John Lennon's Woman, and the lyrics, I love you, repeated 2 or 3 times. All very lovely. But was this really an angel? My angel? But I wasn't ruling it out, and all day long I found myself having quiet little words with Peachy. I remember at one point I said something along the lines of, "Okay, Peachy, if you're real, leave me a sign." I went up to bed that night, and as usual the first stop was the bathroom. There, on the floor, was a little white feather. The lyrics to ABBA's I Have a Dream came to my mind. I believe in angels, something good in everything I see. I believe in angels when I know the time is right for me. And that time was definitely right for me.